place near the edge of the city. Something's going on. Hello. Hiya. There's a ticker tape man. Ticker tape man for the parade. No counterfeit goods down Berry New Road. That's my guess. Cool, I asked the gentleman, I said, why are you in a boiler suit? And he goes, it's safer for searching, which fair enough. So, which makes me think that they've got something searchy in there that isn't meant to be there. Look at this, he knew I was about to go in. Look what he's done. That creates a Jedi force field around the crime scene, and walk into it, you literally just bounce off. Zoink. Look at this, you're just like an electric. Wow! It's like a dog sniffing an electric. This cat just started eating leaves in front of me. Now look how guilty he looks, because he knows why I'm filming. He knows. Watch this, let's see if we can catch him do it again. Hello everybody, it is 1:10 on Monday the 9th of May. Can you see behind over my shoulder? That is the bus. I've been trying to get to Bolton. I think it even says Bolton on it. We might still go, but I had to get off because not the 4th, not the 5th, but the 6th temporary traffic light along Manchester Road between Swinton and Bolton in as many weeks. Now, since I did my videos about these temporary lights, I've had actual highways agency workers write to me, bump into me in the street, tell me their stories of how they get frustrated and angry at this shit, this utter bullshit, and they will pull over because they know how these little traffic light machines work, the little buttons to press to make it favorable for the driver. There's no reason why it should stay red for 40 seconds with no one going. That's assuming there's like 8,000 pedestrians need to cross in those 40 seconds. What a load of CUNTFUCKINGSH1T. Okay, let's look at some of the works. At least they're dressed in very nice fetching orange. Hey guys, you alright? Just doing a YouTube video, that's all. Down there, I'll come and say hello. One sec. God damn! The bus I wanted is still behind me. Yeah, I'm still not through the junction. I've been here for about 10 minutes. Now, the guys behind me were friends. Oh, look at that, another closed bus stop. Here's the shit itself. Temporary lights, they love it. They love it. Something's going on. I am Michael Douglas in Falling Down. That is how I feel. Because I know these fucking Salford councillors, Manchester councillors, corrupt pigs in the trough. If they don't spend their fucking budget for this year wrecking the roads, frustrating all the drivers for Agenda 21, Agenda 31, Agenda you will own nothing and be happy, Agenda you are a useless eater, eat the bugs, get in the pod, don't have kids, is the general message. But as we pass these beautifully rolled up, nicely trimmed carpets, the Charlie Veitch message is no, fuck them, believe in the future, ponder eternity, have babies. What the fuck else are you doing with your life? Have babies. Look at this old ice cream van. My God. I wasn't even born when this thing was made, probably. No, I was. Probably something, I don't know, early 90s transit? I'd say so. So anyway, here's the M60 motorway. Look how clear and fast and happy it is. You go down the other side, again, big empty open roads. But look at all these people trying to get to Manchester from Bolton. It just doesn't, I mean, this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Imagine 5 p.m. Nightmare. I'm in the mood to give a free plug to Paint Vega. It's a V, and check out that mathy, that kind of hallucinogenic, these drugs are a bit mathy kind of logo. Okay, I'm back at the bus stop, and there's a certain absurd feeling, a certain madness of getting back on the same bus that you abandoned before the temporary traffic light, and you've milled around and shot your vids. You've enjoyed the fresh air with that nice diesel fume, and then you get back on the same bus. Perfectly normal. Fucking clown world. Okay, we're in the lovely purgatory between Farnworth and Bolton. I think we're kind of Farnworthy, Little Bolton, somewhere like that. I don't know where we are. It says Farnworth and Kearsley Labour Club. Haven't Labour done badly in the local councillor elections? Sir Keir Starmer, the Virgin Keir versus the Chad Boris. Boris lied. He lied. He killed grannies, and we all obeyed. Well, you guys did. No, not my viewers. You know what I mean. The normies. The normies all obeyed. They stayed in. Anyway, we're at the crash. So this has happened right now, literally minutes ago. And I want to show you a brand new police Mondeo. Beautiful. Oh, that was going at quite a speed. Hello, guys. I'll stand back so we don't interfere. We'll go behind the officers. We don't want to interfere with the evidence, but the person has run away. The driver's run away. Wait, come on, don't ruin my story. Okay, I wasn't lying. I was saying that to see if I'd get a reaction, to see if we could find out. So the driver hasn't run away. He or she is very honest. Have you told the driver they can't park here, mate? Good stuff. Right. Alrighty. Charlie Veitch. Sometimes I work as a crash scene investigator. So much experience turning up on the scene, seeing the detritus of a smashed up incident. Now, I've seen other similar incidents to this. I'll tell you a story. About 10 years ago on the M1 motorway just north of London, I was in the fast lane, in the passenger seat in my friend's BMW 320. Ahead of us, Vauxhall Astra, for no reason, in the fast lane, drives into the middle bit, crashes, flips over, car's upside down. And I say, shit, pull over, got the girl out, seatbelt upside down, she fell down. Fire engine came, she wrote me a lovely letter saying thanks for saving my life. I didn't save her life. I unclicked her seatbelt. Now, what's happened here? The reason I tell you that story, absent-minded young lady, she was about 21 years old, playing with her my theory, playing with her music, daydreaming about makeup, perfume, boys, sees the headlights of a lorry coming, panics, forgets she's on a 3-lane motorway, there's no way for the headlights to hit her. Smash, she panics, she thinks she's playing chicken with an 18-wheeler. Now what's happened here, lady, I assume it's a lady, because when it comes to road traffic accidents, I'm a bit sexist. Only because of the empirical data from the field, okay? Not really. Men cause more injury and death from driving than women ever have. Because men are a bit testosterone-y. So I take that all back. But when it's like something like this, here's my theory. Lady's coming from over there, gets a phone call in the car, it's all clear over here. She's like, oh, it's very busy over there, double yellows, I'll pull over. So she's come in at maybe 20 miles an hour, driven along here, because when this fence would have been straight, it's the exact same color as the pavement, same color as the road, same color as the sky. So the lady's pulled over, not seen the fence, smashed up above it, she's climbed all over it, and then they've had to reverse her out. That's my theory. I'm going to test it. Lady and gentlemen. Sorry guys, can I...
Yeah, no problem.
They're on the radio. They're on the radio. They're not ignoring me. Sorry sir, can I please ask a question? Is it the person was pulling over, didn't see the fence and then climbed it? Something like that.
No.
The professionals have arrived. Here he is. Anyway, the plot thickens. I don't reveal my sources, but some police person has been very friendly to me and told me the true story. Oh look, big mobile phone tower. The true story, I had it completely wrong. The car was over here, guys. It was here. It was here. And it was trying to escape something. There's been an assault or someone was selling something and it went wrong. The money exchange went wrong. And they drove down they drove down here, drove up here at high enough speed to smash into that, lose control, and the cars ended up flipping around like that. So the car got hooked. As you can see, all the front of it, all its face got hooked on the fence, and the driver was trying to escape from there. Goes to show, kids, don't buy narcotics off dodgy fuckers down suburban alleyways. They will try and rob you because they are the literal suckers of Satan's cock. And what are you buying drugs anyway for? Anything synthetic made by man will not do you good in the long term. You're going to get... Got a bit of a cough. There's a cold going around. Any synthetic man-made shit will not do you well long term. And you're giving profits to degenerates. At the very worst, if you have to, relax. Take a herbal cigarette, something that's legal in Amsterdam. In fact, it's legal here. You can get it on the NHS. One of my best friends has it on the NHS. It has many proven medical benefits. And one thing I can tell you for sure is that you will not have a machete pulled out on you, having to drive up a pavement and smashing up your 5-year-old Kia Sportage over a 20 bag of the herbals. You're not. Your man will just be like, oh, okay, Dave, pay me next week. Whatever. I just write it off as a loss. But your crazy crackhead, they'll pull out a machete and fuck you up. All right, look where we are. We're just outside Bolton. We're at the 103rd Regiment Royal Artillery, 216 Battery Band, Bolton. And going past, I was like, ooh, artillery piece. And then upon closer inspection, my viewers are like, no, that's some old fucking Suez Crisis anti-aircraft gun. 30 mil, 40 mil, 50 millimeter. It's a big gun, but that's not an artillery. That's an anti-aircraft thing with a little bit of you know, small arms fire protection for the shooter. Now, I don't know why I got off the bus. I wanted to go to Bolton, but I wanted to look at a big gun. They've got another weapon down there, but it's not, again, it's not a big gun. It's a small one. It's a small artillery one. You can't zoom in when you're doing dual screen. One sec, guys. Baby artillery, baby artillery. What's that? 75 millimeter? Welcome to Bolton. We begin with a bit of brutalism. I've mentioned this before on this channel, but the anti-insurrection spikes, it just gives it that prison yard feel, when in fact it's only pedestrianised Bolton. So many people write to me, say, Charlie, get away from Manchester. I'm like, yeah, I will. I hate commuting, I hate transport, I hate, I don't know, being stuck in a box, a glass and metal cylinder for hours on end. So I've come up the road. to Bolton, many people saying it's even worse than Piccadilly Gardens. The crackheads here are even more savage. That's not been my experience. I've been to Bolton many, many times. I would describe it as it's a mini Manchester. That's exactly how I describe it. It's a mini Manchester. Many famous people have come from Bolton. Bolt it on. Oh God, do I see a police officer? Well. Don't security look like cops nowadays? Around us, the 1960s hell. Not been cleaned, not been renovated, just been added to. Bit of pastel shading on the abandoned buildings there. You know, you can have a facade. Facade meaning fake. We're getting closer to the epicenter. Yep, it's a nice town hall behind it. Very nice classical, neoclassical, Georgian, Victorian sandstone and limestone streets, which is featured on my channel many times before. I'm not going to go there now. I've been listening to a lot of very interesting theories by the academic Edward Dutton, lives up in Finland. Of course, here we go, look, it's a war memorial, and quite bloody right, a lot of people did give their lives in the Great War. And what took my fancy, before I talk about Ed Dutton's theories, is this phenomenal bronze statue of the female lamenting, mourning in exasperation and horror at her dead man. Now, you don't even need to say any more. We understand this on a visceral level, on a deep, profound level. We get it. Now, we call the World War I people and the World War II people the greatest generation. This morning I was doing a bit of research into nuclear weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles, anti-ICBM defenses, how effective they are, how effective the latest Russian Sarmat-2 missile is, and I got onto a lot of archive material from the 40s, from the 50s, from the 60s in both America and Great Britain, as well as a little bit of Soviet stuff. And what struck me watching these men, it was mostly men in the videos, it's not an anti-woman segment this, but what struck me most about the men was how badass they all looked. They all had chiseled jaws, furrowed brows, excellent bone structure. They looked normal, like decent, normal, healthy men. Fair enough, they were chain-smoking fucking Marlboros, worried that the fucking test wouldn't work out. But they look so good. Now, we call them the greatest generation to come back onto my thread. I got derailed by my endless tangents. Because in the past, 100 years ago, 110 years ago for World War I, a lot of babies died, kids died, infant mortality was through the roof. Probably just as many babies died than made it. Probably more died than made it in the 1800s, 1700s. Nowadays, babies don't die in great numbers. It's a massive tragedy, more than any other death, when a baby dies, because it's full of potential and innocence and naivety and purity and perfection. But we've solved the baby death problem. But Ed Dutton, and again, this is not my theory, but it makes sense, so I'll repeat it on this channel. Ed Dutton says that there's a kind of dysgenic effect happening in society, which is why we're getting all these weird ideologies and viewpoints and sexualities and ways of life that would never have existed a generation ago. He's saying that he says there's a high mutational load in the general people out there in Europe, America, in the first world. There's a high mutational load because the people that would have died in infancy because of their mutations, their bad genetics, their ill health, their lack of immune system, these people would pass away, and it'd be terrible, especially in big numbers in cities. But because we have incredible healthcare these days, we have a world of mutants, of like, it's probably given rise to the idea of incels, given rise to the idea of a lot of the more extreme far left and far right ideologies of self-destruction, self-hatred, the exaltation of victimhood and degeneracy and shit. I was just reading the newspaper, and a very strong woman. There's a red-headed lady, she's born without an arm and a leg. And she's got these incredible carbon fiber prosthetics. I think some of them she can even control them. And she's very grateful. But then she says, this is in the Metro today, if you get it in the newspaper, in the bus. She says, disability, being disabled, is my superpower. Now, I know what she's trying to say, but we shouldn't. Being disabled isn't a superpower. It's a bad thing. It's a challenge which our humanity, our compassion, our technology, our intelligence, our reason can help you overcome. But again, everything's turned upside down because, as Ed Dutton theorizes, the people that would have died in infancy are taking over in massive numbers.